ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಓಂ ಸಹನ ಅಖಂಡಾನಂದ ಸಂಬೋಧಃ ವಂದನಾತ್ ಯಸ್ಯ ಜಾಯತೆ ಗೋವಿಂದಂ ತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಚಿದಾನಂದ ತನುಂ ಗುರುಂ. Yesterday we saw yad kevalam paramashandam anantamadyam mana anandamaatram sat advitiyam avabhati kāchana bhida naiva asti na guna pratitihi naiva no vakya pravrittirapi na mana pravrittirapi. So that which is a non-dual absolute peace, which means there is no change, there is no transformation, changeless, transformationless. Anantam adyam, that which is causeless and that which is effectless, and anandamatram, that which is of the nature of bliss, as existence, knowledge and bliss, sat, being that which is non-dual, avabhati, that finds us non-dual self. Atra kāchana bheda nasti, there is no kind of duality, bheda, bheda, there is no kind of duality here. Na guna pratiti, no kind of duality means at least, okay, if an object is there, there can be some attributes to it. So not even attributes, not even the saccit, etc. is not even attributes to it. Meaning, if you accept some attribute, there is duality in oneself. How can that be? See, attribute means adjective. Adjective means it differentiates it from other. There should be something else. That is one point. The other point is attribute, attributed relationship. So you have duality. Guna, guni. Understand? So he says, na guna prati. There is no attribute also there. Okay. No vakya pravrittihi, na vakya pravrittirapi. Vak pravrittirapi, na manah pravrittihi. It cannot be grasped to the words or mind. Here, we brought in the Taittiriya Upanishad statement, vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha, where the words and deeds return back without grasping it. We brought that, but still, vritti vyapti, phala vyapti, these kind of two kinds of vyapti which we use, we have to introduce that. Vyapti means pervasion, pervading. So, there are two kinds of pervasion. When you use a word, the word pervades that whatever you said in two ways. What's that? First, let me say an example. Pot. When I say pot, you immediately, did you hear it? Pot. P-O-T, pot. Yes. You heard it. Did you get it? Do you understand what I said? Yes, you understand. So, first I hear the word pot, then I know the word pot, and then the third state is I know the object pot, and I know the relationship between the word and the object. Because we saw earlier that Mahakavi Kalidasa, the great poet Kalidasa, his statement, his introduction, his invocation statement, which is a Vagartho iva samprakto Vagartha pratipattaye Jagatah pitro vande parvati parameshwaro. Vag artha iva samprakto. You both, Parvati and Parameshwara, you are both inseparable like Vag and Artha, the word and the object. So when you say bird, that immediately is in association with the object. They are inseparable. So when I say pot, immediately you process it and you associate with the object pot. So pot and the object pot association which you imagine, which you see in your mind is called as a phala vyapti. No manah pravrittirvā. There is no mental objectification. Phala vyapti cannot be accepted. Vritti vyapti, the object is heard, but there is no objectification. Like in the case of, can be anything, like mare's horn, all these. But apart from that, at least we have some idea what is mare and what is horn. So we cannot bring in there, there's some association. We will still imagine something. But in the case of, yeah, I love this word, kachang. Do you know what kachang is? You heard the word? Yes. Did you objectify? No. why I say this word kachang is the first time I heard the kachang, I fell in love with this word kachang. Kachang is a groundnut in Malay. So I said, okay, I'll use this. So I used it in Malaysia, so I continued because that's a beautiful word. It has a nice ting to it. Okay, kachang. So you don't objectify it or forget it. Now you know what it is. X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. Do you know what X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3 is? No. It is not a table of in your spreadsheet. No. X, Y, Z, 1, or it's not that. Then what is X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3? It's some planet or some star. We don't know, we cannot objectify it. So the self also, na vak pravritti, the self also cannot be pointed out with words. There is no vritti vyapti also. But self, Atman, Brahman, I know more than 3 words for the self. There is also a word shunya. Shunya, not the word shunyavada accepts. Shunya, sometimes in the Shastras, shunya is also used for self. How can shunya be self? Shunya here does not mean the self directly, but the absence of this creation. That is what is meant by shunya. Okay, absence of creation is what is referred by shunya. So what I want to mean is all these different words which we use for self definitely is not the word for self, because self is without any attribute or anything. It does not have even the name, even a name, no name. But without a name, how can we transact? So for the transaction's sake, instead of saying this, that, etc., we say self. We say Atman. We say Brahman. Okay? For the sake of transaction. Otherwise, the word does not directly. See, we know Atma means Brahman. Atma means Brahman. Brahman means self. We know all that. Okay. As a synonym at least. We know it refers to the self. Atma means it refers to the self. Even after knowing, can you objectify it? No. So there is only the vritti, but not the vyapti also there. Because there is no direct word meaning relationship with the word and the self. So na vak pravritti. Okay. So there is no possibility of the words also. Though we use words, that word also, the vakya pravritti also, even statements in the Vedanta, they use only implied meanings, no direct meaning possible there. That is why we had to give up the word meaning and resort to the jahat, ajat, lakshana, etc. We went on to discuss the jahat, ajat, lakshana after discussing jahat and ajahat. So, directly a word cannot, even though you know Brahman means self, Atma means self, still there is no possibility for it to be associated directly with the self word. Okay? So, he says, okay. yadidaṃ paramaṃ satyaṃ sattvaṃ saccitsukhātmakam ajarāmaraṇaṃ nityaṃ satyametadvaco mama. yadidaṃ paramaṃ satyaṃ tattvaṃ saccitsukhātmakam ajarāmaraṇaṃ nityaṃ satyametadvaco mama. Guruji is concluding this discussion. Yadidaṃ paramaṃ satyam. Yadidaṃ. Yad, which? Idam, this. Which this we are talking about. What are we talking about? We are talking about the self. This self which we are talking about, paramam, is the absolute, supreme. Satyam, truth. Paramam, satyam, 2 words. Or paramam, satyam, if you accept it to be 1 word, this is the absolute, supreme truth. Supreme truth means with reference to which truths? That's another question. Okay, this is supreme. What is the non-supreme truth? That should be the question, right? So we know 3 kinds of existence. Trivida satta. We say paramarthika satta. How many types of satta I should have asked? I should have asked how many types of existence satta. We immediately say trivida satta, 3 kinds of existence. Are you listening to this class properly? Okay, I'll see. So what is that? Paramarthika, the permanently permanent, vyavaharika, temporarily permanent, and pratibhasika, temporarily temporary. We understood this. Why I ask, are you listening to this class? Because here in this class, just few slokas before, we said very clearly that there is no difference between the dream and the waking state. They both don't exist in the deep sleep. They don't differ. They are both similar. There is no difference. If there is no difference between the waking and dream state, then waking state is according to our understanding, prior understanding, waking state is a vyavaharika, transactional reality, transient state. Right. And meaning that is a temporarily permanent. And dream state is a cannot be transient state. We don't accept that. They cannot be then same. Okay. Now, dream state is a, you understand what I said? See, waking state is a temporarily permanent. Dream state is not temporarily permanent. So, you cannot accept that to be temporarily permanent. So, you say they cannot be same. Okay. Now, waking dream state is a temporary, pratibhasika. Dream state is pratibhasika. During the period, it's shown. There was a shine. But later, like the mother of pearl, silver, the rope snake, etc. Later, after understanding or coming to the next state, you don't really see that. Right? So, that is pratibhasika. The waking state, if it is similar, should be pratibhasika also. So, according to this text, according to Vedanta, according to the real Vedanta, there are only two states. Either it is real or it is unreal. True or false. There is nothing in between. So, paramam satyam. You understand? Which is absolute truth. Tattvaṃ. Tattva means the real truth. Satya means truth, tattva means the real object, that is the real substance. Tattva means substance, the real substance of Vedantic teaching. Saccitsukhātmakam, of the nature of this tattvam, this substance is of the nature of sat, chit, sukha. Sat means existence, chit means knowledge, sukha means bliss. Same. Instead of ananda, he is using sukha. Atmakam, of the nature of the inherent nature of existence, knowledge, and bliss. Okay. So existence, knowledge, and bliss. But existence, knowledge, and bliss for how long? Ajarāmaraṇaṃ. That which is ajara. Jara means old age. That which does not get old, change. Amaraṇaṃ. That which does not die. Meaning that saccitsukhātmakam is that which does not change or get lost. Meaning, whatever experience. Why is that question? Why at all that question? Such for how long saccitsukhātmaka? Because in the world, whatever sat, chit, sukha we see, they are all temporary. The pot we see, pot didn't exist yesterday, pot may not exist tomorrow, so it only exists today. So pot has existence, that is temporary. Okay. Then chit, knowledge. Some people have knowledge only for some time. Some people lose their knowledge for some time. So somehow the knowledge also is lost. Whether it is big knowledge or small knowledge does not really matter. It gets lost. Okay. Ananda, sukha. Sukha also is same. Some people have sukha, in between some dukkha. Some people have dukkha, in between some sukha. So in between sorrow, there is some sukha. If there is no sukha, it is only sorrowful, then no one will wish to live. You won't even feel like taking in the breath if it is painful. So there is a flash of happiness which you experience in between, which gives you hope, which makes you greedy for more happiness. So there is this existence, knowledge, bliss. All these three are temporary in the world. But this self is The saccitsukhātmakam is nityaṃ, ajarāmaraṇaṃ. It is eternal, without any change, without any destruction. Okay? Mama yatadvaca satyam. This word of mine, mama, mine, yatadvacaha, these words, satyam, is true. He is declaring, oh, whatever I said is true. Somebody who woke up now. What did he say? Mama etad vachaha satyam. Oh, there are two truths. Duality. Are you talking of duality? No. Where did you get this idea from? See, Brahman is Sat and there is this vachaha. The word is also Sat. Good. But the problem is, this word which is taking place is not in the absolute reality. It is in the pratibhasika reality. Or if you want to accept it to be vyavaharika reality. Does not really matter for me. So this is not in the paramarthika reality. It exists only in the pratibhasika or vyavaharika reality, whichever way you want to see. Okay, so this word of mine is true. So he established that self is a absolute, non-dual, etc. Now, nahi tvam deho'sāvasurapi vāpyakṣanikaro mano buddhirvā kvacidapi tathāhaṅkṛtirapi na caiṣāṃ saṅghātastvamu bhavati vidvan paraṃ yadeteṣāṃ sākṣī sphuraṇamamalaṃ tattvamasi nahi tvam deha asau asurapi cha vāpyakṣanikaro mano buddhirvā kvacidapi tathāhaṅkṛtirapi na caiṣāṃ saṅghātastvamu bhavati vidvan paraṃ yadeteṣāṃ sākṣī sphuraṇamamalaṃ tattvamasi. Now, this is a very important shloka where Guru is teaching the disciple that he is the absolute truth. Tattvamasi, he is teaching. Gist of Vedanta. What does that mean? Asau deha, this body. Tvam na hi, you are not. Tvam na hi, you not are. Definitely. Tvam na hi. He means definitely. You are definitely not. You are definitely not this body. Okay. This tvam na hi, definitely not. You are definitely not should be associated with all the other words. Next is asurapi. Asu means pranani. Asu pranani is the root word. Breathing. In Bhagavad Gita, gatasu nanu shochanti panditaha. Bhagavan says, gata asu, agata asu. Whatever is born or whatever is not breathing or whatever is breathing. With reference to breathing and non-breathing, the Pandits don't worry about. Asu means prana. So you are neither the body nor the prana. Ajarāmaraṇaṃ api va api. Now wait. By saying you are not the body, the annamaya kosha is negated. He is doing the pancha kosha viveka here. The annamaya kosha is negated. By that you can understand the three kinds of bodies, the three kinds of states. Everything is negated. Okay. Now, asurapi nahi. You are not the breathing also. Meaning the pranamaya kosha, the vital air kosha, the pranamaya kosha is also dismissed. And some people want to see it as a different state. So, dehatmavada is negated. The people who think the body is the atma, that is negated. People who think the pranatmavada, we call it. Prana as the atma, that is also negated. Some people who are a subsidiary or another school of the pranatmavada who think that the sense organs are the self. Ajarāmaraṇaṃ va api nahi tvam. Akshanikara. Aksha means eyes. Nikara means group. The group of Aksha, even if the word Aksha is said, we'll try to take the implied meaning and understand the sense organs. So he's specifically saying Nikaraha, the group. The group of sense organs, you are not even the group of sense organs. So by saying that, the Pranatmavada of a different school, why you have to bring in the Pranatmavada for sense organs? Because without the prana, without strong prana, your sense organs don't function properly. Even if it is working fine, if you don't eat for 2 days, then you will feel the breathing very heavy, your eyesight, your hearing, etc. very weak. So the sense organs and the prana, they are correlated. That is why we said Shakti mator abheda. The power and the wielder of power, or the one who is having the power, are not different. So this prana, and because of the prana, it functions. Therefore, they both are not different. Okay. So the sense organs, the vital air kosha, which is the pranamaya kosha, the vital air sheath is also negated. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha is negated. Na tvaṃ mano vāpyakṣanikaro. Not even the mind, the manomaya kosha is also negated. Buddhirvā nityaṃ. You are not even the buddhi, the vijñānamaya kosha. Okay. tathāhaṅkṛtirapi nityaṃ. You are not also the ahankara. Ahankara here means the anandamaya kosha. Why should we say anandamaya kosha is ahankara? That is the first ego. That is the first I. Only because of that, he opens the eyes and says, Ekoham, I am alone. Bahusyam, let me create the multiplicity. Therefore, the first waking up of the ego is from the ignorance. So, Shakti matora bhedat, vritti matora bhedat. With these two logic, we can say ahankriti also, the cause for the ego, which is this ignorance, that anandamaya kosha also is not you. So you are not any of these panchamaya koshas, the 5 sheets. That is understood. Okay. In the multiple choice questions, they'll say, is the answer A, B, C, D? And in E, they'll say all of the above, or sometimes none of the above, accordingly. So maybe each one individually is not the self, but with some permutation and combination, like betel leaf in itself does not give you redness in the tongue, or the betel seeds, or the betel nuts, or the lime. But when you mix these 3, it becomes a red. The tongue becomes red. Okay. So in this way, there is a possibility of some permutation and combination for you to be some of these. If that doubt exists, he says, Esha saṅghātascha nahi tvaṃ. Even the group of this, one or multiple, 2 or multiple of these, do not make you. You are not any of them. Kvacidapi tvaṃ u na bhavati. Definitely, u also is definitely. Definitely, at no point you are any of them. Kvacidapi, at any point, no, you are not any of them. Hey vidvan, now he is after negating everything, he says, oh vidvan, oh learned one, oh wise one, shruno, listen to me. Yadu paraṃ yadeteṣāṃ sākṣī, that which is supreme, absolute, which is the witness for all these. Yadeteṣāṃ sākṣī. Remember, yadeteṣāṃ sākṣī. He says witness for all these, because all these are saccitsukhātmakam. Saccitya means witnessed. Therefore, there should be a witness. In the state of self, the self cannot be accepted to be saccitya. I keep repeating this again and again, because some idiots, even after listening to all this, say, what are you doing? I'm just observing anything. Everything. I'm just in saccī mode. As though it is a sleep mode thing. Saccī mode. Saccī state. All these are stupidity. Because self is saccī when reference to saccitya. not otherwise. But you can never be sakkshi. You can never be sakkshi, witness to anything, because you, after a period of time, become involved with that and you get lost in that. A match, you witness it as a sakkshi, observer. After a point, you start supporting one or other team. You close your eyes, you watch a movie, you watch your thought function. I'm observing my thought function, all this stupidity. You start observing your thought function. And after a point, you lose track, you become part of that, you start adding masala and removing masala to it. You become, you start daydreaming then. Instead of observing, you become part of the dream. So he says, yadeteṣāṃ saccī, but here the self is a sakkshi, witness. How? Sphuraṇam. Not just sakkshi, sphuraṇam, the experience of I. In all this, I saw, actually, my body is not okay, actually. My breathing is little troubled. I don't know what happened. Sometimes when I think it is okay, sometimes it is not okay. I don't know, my brain is not logically functioning. When I say all this, don't think it's all about me. It's all about the different states. So what happened in all these different states? In all the different states, I am perceiving my body, my mind, my prana, my this, my that, everything. I am the one who is perceiving. I am the one who is experiencing it. I am the experiencer there. Therefore, in every state, I am there. I, that is the spurana, that's the experience. Okay? Amalam. But wait. When you are sakkshi, when the self is sakkshi for all these, then there is an association. Without being associated, the self cannot be witness of anything. That's a logical conclusion. I see there is association of my sense organ and the object. So if the self sees, then there is an association. Maybe it doesn't have an eye, but it still has an association, right? If you have that doubt, he says, amalam. Mala normally means impurity. Impurity is ignorance. But here, amala means any kind of association. How so? Like, we give an example. Like the magnet, when you place it, it doesn't send an invitation to join the group. Like the people do in Facebook. It doesn't send an invitation or invite them for marriage, etc. The moment you place the magnet in between the ions filings start coming in contact with it naturally. Or when the sun rises, naturally people start getting up. Some people, they, even if the sun hits their back, they won't get up. People should hit them. Only then they'll get up. That's the different thing. But the birds, the animals, etc., they wake up the moment the sun rises, naturally. So here also the existence itself is enough for being the sakkshi. Okay, it doesn't see. The existence is there in all these states. That's what the sakkshi state is. So therefore, that which is changeless in all these things, that which is non-associated with all this, tattvamasi. You are definitely that. You are that. Okay, I'll explain more. Yajjāyate vastu tadeva vardhate, tadeva mṛtyuṃ samupaiti kāle, janmaiva te nasti tatheva mṛtyuh, nasti eva nityasya vibhojasya, yadjāyate vastu tadeva vardhate, tadeva mṛtyuṃ samupaiti kāle, janmaiva te nasti tatheva mṛtyuh, nasti eva nityasya vibhojasya, jatasya dhruva mṛtyuh. Bhagavan in Gita says that which is born definitely dies. Here he says, yad vastu jayate, that which vastu means object, that object which is born, jayate, which is born, which is manifest, which is born, tadeva vardhate, only that grows. Grows means any kind of transformation. Vardhate means growth. Growth is with reference to any kind of transformation. Okay, that undergoes transformation. Tadeva kāle mṛtyuṃ samupaiti, and that very object in due time, in due course of time, mṛtyuṃ samupaiti, gains death. Okay, so this is with reference to Yaska's Nigandu, where he says 6 different kinds of transformation of an object. Asti, jayate, vardhate, vimanate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. Asti, existence. Jayate, birth. Vardhate, growth. Apakshiyate, decline. Asti, jayate, vardhate, apakshiyate. Asti, jayate, vardhate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. No. Asti, jayate. Whatever I said. So there is a growth, there is a decline, and there is death. Vinashyati, death. So he says, in these 3, all that 6 is included. Asti, jayate, vardhe, apakshiyate, viparinamate, transforms. That is one thing which Asti, jayate, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. Asti, jayate, vardhate, growth, viparinamate, transforms, apakshiyate, decline, vinashyati, undergoes death. Okay, so all these 6 are included in this 3. Birth, vardhate, the transformation, the decline, etc. are included in that, and death, vinashyati. Okay, now what about you? So he says, ajasya, you have to understand in that way, not nityasi bho ajasya. Ajasya, things are born, but you are aja, unborn. Okay, so things grow, vardhate, you are vibhoho. Vibhu means that which is all pervading. For that which is all pervading, where can there be possibility of growth? There is no possibility of any kind of transformation. Vibhu. Okay, so if you are all pervading, there is no possibility of transformation. Growth, etc. is possible only in that sphere. But you are all pervading. How can there be transformation or growth or decline? There is nothing is possible. Okay, death, nityasya, you are eternal. So therefore there is no death also. Therefore te janmaiva nasti. Therefore you don't have birth itself. When there is no birth itself, tathāhaṅkṛtirapi mṛtyuṃ nasti. Definitely, similarly, you don't have death also. There is neither birth or death for you. That is the idea. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.